Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here, friends. This weekend I have been looking at the share market very carefully, trying to do some technical analysis and see what's happening. Most of my thoughts are that the market is going to go down further, but there is a little bit of contrarian streak in me that says probably it's going to reverse. I'll also disclose at the end of this video what I have exactly done to position myself for the situation and what I'm planning to do in the next trading day. So with that in mind, let's get started looking at our AI watch list. And after that, I'll do a separate video for the genomics watch list. Let's get started. Welcome back. Let's look at the Nasdaq Futures. This is a TradingView platform chart. And we are looking at Nasdaq Futures here. And we are on the weekly time frame, which means each of these candles is 1 week. And as you can see, we had a cup and handle target of 20,733. We briefly touched that one of the days, but then we quickly dropped back down, and then there had been a trend reversal. And now we have what is called as the 3 crows pattern, which is a bearish pattern. The requirements of the 3 crows is that there should be no or very small wick. So at least 2 of them qualify for that. And the other requirement is that the volumes should be pretty high. So the volumes are quite high. That's good for the 3 crows pattern. And further than that, we can see that the momentum is dropping below average and it has dropped sharply. And MACD is become bearish. So all that put together gives a feeling that the prices are going to drop further. And again, if you look at the other line of resistance we had, support we had, it has been converted into a line of resistance at 18603.50. So this is going to be our first resistance in the next trading day. And then we have a little bit of support out here, which happens to be at 17016.76. So you have some support out here. Till then, there is nothing else. Now I'm just going to switch on the exponential moving averages, and we can see that the next support from the exponential moving average will come at 17,587, which is this green line. This is the 50-day exponential moving average. And apart from that, there is not much to go. And if we were to switch into a monthly time frame and look at the same chart, you can see that we have converted a support into a resistance, and we have got the next support, which is coming in at 17,016, and we have the 9-day exponential moving average still performing a support, and it's at 18,151.74. So there is plenty of room for it to get support, and momentum is dropping. Of course, it's still above average, and MACD is moving towards the signal line to become bearish. So that's what I see in the Nasdaq Futures. The Nasdaq Futures look much neater. I would like to take you to the QQQ and show you what QQQ looks like. Let me go into the QQQ chart here. Yeah. So if we look at the QQQ chart, what we will see that in the monthly time frame, which is what we are looking at right now, I think the cup and handle target has already been met, and we are already on our way back. We met it briefly, and then we are on our way back. There is a trend reversal that is taking place. And if we were to move into the 1-day pattern, let us say if we move into the weekly pattern, we can see the 3 crows pattern coming up here. And the volumes are also significant. The wicks are not as prominent. So I think I'll go with the 3 crows pattern, which means there is going to be more weakness. And we may fall below this support of 449.17. Momentum is dropping, and it's trying to go below average. It's moving in the wrong direction for us, and MACD is already bearish. So all of those things together indicate to me that even on a weekly basis, we are seeing bearishness. Now let us go to the daily chart and have a look at what the daily chart tells us. The daily chart again shows us that we have fallen below just give me 1 second while I recalibrate. We have fallen below the support of 449.17. We are at 448.75. So that's one problem out here. We have a gap down on the daily charts, so this needs to be filled up sometime. So that's the positive. And again, we have got the 200-day exponential moving average, which is sitting at 433.31, performing the next support. So overall, I think the daily chart looks very bearish because momentum is all very low, and RSI is very close to being oversold. And we have MACD, which is extremely bullish. So tomorrow there is still some more way for RSI to go down the next trading day, and then it has to bounce back. I would say it would be a dead cat bounce unless there are some fundamentals that change. Having said that, let's go into the AI sector and look at our AI charts. And first one up is Apple. And in case of Apple, we can see that, let us go to the monthly first. Here we are in the monthly chart. I'm just going to recalibrate it. So in the monthly chart, we can see that we have formed the first red candle. Are we going in for a trend reversal? Well, I don't know. It's too early to say that. But momentum has flattened out. It's not yet overbought, but it has flattened out. And then we have MACD, which is still bullish. So on a monthly time frame, Apple is looking pretty good. Now let us go to the weekly time frame and have a look at what Apple is doing. And you can see that in the weekly time frame, we already had 2 red candles, and now we have an inverted hammer, green candle, which is supported by the 9-day exponential moving average sitting at 214.54. And momentum is still above average and picking up. MACD is still bullish, though moving towards the signal line. I think Apple is still looking pretty decent on the weekly charts. And now let us drill down to the daily chart and let us see what Apple is doing here. And you can see that we have an inverted hammer, but we still closed above yesterday's close. So that's a positive in my books. We still have resistance from the 9-day and the 20-day exponential moving average. And that has remained since yesterday. And we have not been able to beat through that, so that's a matter of concern. Momentum is above average and slightly picking up. MACD is bearish but tending towards the signal line. So in the daily charts, I would say that Apple is showing a bit of recovery. But when we look at the overall market sentiment being bearish, like QQQ had 3 crores in it. So I'm thinking some amount of the bearish sentiment is going to rub off on Apple, and Apple is not going to gain as much as it would have otherwise. And probably it is time for it to start losing a little bit. This is my personal opinion, not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence. And next, let us go on to NVDA. Again, I would like to go to the monthly time frame to begin with and recalibrate and come back. So we have seen a trend reversal in NVDA, and we have fallen. We have just had the support, very, very strong support from the horizontal support line at 106.91 and the bull channel, which is this green line out here. So those two gave support. Momentum is pretty strong, and we are overbought, so it's cooling off. I can understand that. And MACD is moving towards the signal line to cross over to the bearish side. Still, NVIDIA is looking strong on the monthly chart. Now let us go to the weekly chart and recalibrate. Now in weekly chart, we have the 3 crores pattern out here. It's not strictly the 3 crores pattern because we have 2 long weeks out here, so I'm going to discount that. I'm going to avoid the 3 crores pattern out here. I'm going to look at this bull channel, and I can say that our bull channel and the 20-day exponential moving average have been supporting the price. And we also have the play of a horizontal support of 106.91. So all these things together have kept the price up for the day. But we have the 9-day exponential, which is pushing it down. Momentum is dropping. Even though it's above average, it's moving in the wrong direction. MACD is bearish. So on a weekly chart, NVIDIA is starting to look weak. And then if I go to the daily chart and recalibrate, I can see that NVIDIA has tried to recover, but it has been we can see that NVIDIA has tried to recover. If you look at the weekly chart, in the daily chart, we can see that NVIDIA has tried to recover. Momentum is below average, and MACD is still bearish, trying to move towards the signal line. So I'm going to say that NVIDIA is looking weak on the daily chart as well. And if you take it in combination with the QQQ 3 crores, I would say that the bias is towards the downside rather than the upside for NVIDIA. Next, we go on to Meta. So if we were to look at Meta, Meta fell short of the cup and handle target on a monthly basis. When I was doing my study of this chart, I saw that we dropped short. we reached a peak of around 542.17, which is just a tad below the 544.09 target that we had, but it was a momentary spike and then we came back down. We are still on a bull channel as far as Meta is concerned, and on a monthly basis, Meta is looking just below overbought on the RSI, but momentum is very strong. MACD is also bullish, moving towards the signal line to cross over to the bearish side, but still the chart is looking pretty strong on a monthly basis. But if we were to go into a weekly chart and have a look at what Meta is doing, I would say that on the weekly basis, we narrowly missed the double top. That could be bearish. So you have these two tops here. They are not actually in line. That's why we missed the double top. Double top is a bearish pattern. So I'm happy that we missed it. There is potential of performing a gap fill out here because if we go to a daily basis and look at Meta, we can see that there is a potential to perform a gap fill. And in order to do that, we have to break through this diagonal line of support, which is there from before with multiple touch points. And we have to break down below the 20-day exponential moving average as well as the 100-day exponential moving average, which is this yellow line. That seems a tall order. The last business day for Meta was a doji candle, which was a red doji candle with two long wicks, very narrow trading range. And I think if I look at the momentum, I can see that we are just at average, again indecision out here, and the MACD is still bullish. So it's anybody's call. In this situation, I would then defer to the overall market sentiment of being bearish. So Meta is likely to fall rather than gain. And then if we go to Microsoft and start off from a monthly basis and have a look at what Microsoft is doing, let me just adjust this chart. So we had a cup and handle target which was telling that we will touch 465.79. I think we already met that target at least once, and then we have dropped down. Now we seem to have some kind of a trend reversal out here, but we have support, and the support is at the horizontal line of support of 399.89, and also the 9-day exponential at 402.76 is performing support for Microsoft. And the monthly chart is showing weakness as momentum is dropping and MACD is moving to the bearish side. But right now still the chart is very strong on a monthly basis. Next, I would like to go to the weekly chart for Microsoft and have a look at it and see what that tells me. And in the weekly chart, what I can see is that the cup and handle target has been met, and we have the 3 cross pattern successfully established, ushering in bearishness, and the momentum is weak and MACD is bearish, and we have actually fallen below average for the momentum. So this indicates weakness in Microsoft. Now if I was to go to a daily time frame for Microsoft and recalibrate the chart, which I need to do because TradingView does not give the correct shape once I change the time duration, then we can see that the 100-day, the 200-day exponential is the next support for Microsoft, and after that we have support at 399.89. Momentum is at the very bottom. RSI says that we are almost oversold, and MACD is very bearish. So we could have a little bit of dead cat bounce effect out here for Microsoft. So I would say that the bounce could happen from the 200-day exponential moving average at 403.35, and the overall sentiment is bearish. So that could also play on Microsoft. Next we go on to Google, and again I'm going to go to the monthly time frame and look at Google, and I can see a trend reversal taking place out here. We had a bearish engulfing, which is a bearish candle pattern, and we got our first bearish candle down out here on a monthly basis, and our momentum is dropping even though it is still very strong. The momentum is dropping, so that is bad, and also MACD is moving towards the signal line. That's also bad, and we already met and dropped below the cup and handle target of 191.28. So with that said, let us go and look at the weekly time frame and see what it is telling us. On the weekly time frame, we have the 3 cross pattern, and we are bearish, but the good point is that we didn't drop too much below the previous day, but previous month, previous week. But if you look at the momentum, it is flat and just above average, and MACD is very bearish. So overall, I think Google is looking bearish on the weekly time frame, and on a daily time frame, if we look at Google, we have a doji candle with a very narrow body and very long wicks, a whole lot of indecision out here. Participants are unable to decide which way to go with Google, and momentum is below average, and also MACD is bearish. So overall, I think there is a lot of weakness in Google, and we have support at 164.49, and the 100-day exponential moving average at 170.26 is performing the role of a resistance. So overall, I think Google is also looking weak. Amazon on a weekly chart. Let us go for the monthly chart first, as always, and then we'll see what happens to Amazon. So Amazon has done a trend reversal and it has dropped below support, and the next support for Amazon happens to be 159.34 on the monthly chart. Momentum is dropping, but it's still quite strong. MACD is tending towards the signal line to cross over on the bearish side, but on the monthly chart, Amazon is looking decent. I won't say it is looking bullish, it's looking decent. And on a weekly chart, if I was to look at Amazon, we have the 3 cross pattern already established, and we have the drop in the value, and our 50-day exponential is performing the support, and also the support at 159.34 is holding it up. And we have a MACD which is very bearish, and momentum has dropped below average. Plenty of room before it gets oversold, and therefore I think there is more scope for Amazon to fall before it picks up, and I'm hoping it will get support at 159.34. That said, I'm going to the daily time frame to look at Amazon, and in the daily time frame we can see that we have a bearish engulfing out here, and that has given us a candle which is a huge gap down. And the MACD is very bearish. Momentum is almost overbought. RSI is almost overbought. So I would say that in the next trading day, either we have a dead cat bounce or we go down further, because in the past, Amazon has gone down beyond that to almost around 21.80 on the RSI chart. So further downfall of Amazon is possible based on the overall market sentiment. And I would like to look at FNGU, which is an overall indicator, and I'm going to go into the monthly time frame and just recalibrate. So in a monthly time frame, we can see the trend reversal and a huge support by 342.54, which is giving support, and also the 9-day exponential moving average at 328.11 is giving support. Momentum has dropped, but it's still above average, but dropping very fast, so that is the bad point. MACD is still bullish, but it's tending towards the signal line. That's a bad point. But overall, I think we have met and exceeded the reverse head and shoulder price target, and then came down again. And I think if we go to the weekly charts, you can see the 3 cross pattern, and also momentum is below average and falling, and MACD is already bearish. And if we were to go to the daily chart, then you can see that we have momentum very low and just about to get overbought. The RSI is about to get overbought, and MACD is very bearish, and we have support at 342.54, but I am thinking that our 200-day exponential moving average as 323.67, this one, this white line, is going to come into play in the next trading day. So FNG is looking bad indeed. Well, I would like to share one of my portfolios with you to show that, I got stuck in FNGU out here. I have 80 of them at an average price of 458. I might dollar cost average them down at a later stage. Right now, I have in other part of my portfolio, I have around 10 FNGU and 80 FNGD. Both are in loss at this point of time, but I'll have to watch how it goes and probably put more on FNGD and dollar cost average FNGU at a later date. That's my plan at this point of time. This is yet another portfolio where I have FNGD, which is quite profitable. I also sold FNGD around the same time. Yesterday, I sold around 100 at 28.71 and booked some profit. So overall, if I was to look at gain and loss in this particular portfolio, I have a gain of 1,731. out of which a good portion of that comes from CRISPR Therapeutics. And also FNGD and FNGU have contributed a decent amount of profits. A call on CRISPR Therapeutics gave me around $202 out here, as you can see. So these are a bunch of my portfolios, and I'm happy with the status that it is in right now. We can't perfectly predict the market, but in my other portfolio as well, you can see that I have made a good deal of profit with FNGU. And a decent amount of profit with FNGD. So the way I'm looking at it is that either way, whether the market goes up or it goes down, FNGU or FNGD, one of them is going to kick in. The other I have to hold on for a longer period of time. And when I decide that it's time for me to sell FNGD, at that time I'll sell FNGD and buy FNGU, which will automatically dollar cost average me down for the FNGU and ride the way up. Unfortunately, my order for CRISPR Therapeutics, which I tried to buy at $50, did not materialize. So I'm going to make an attempt again in the next trading day to buy CRISPR Therapeutics at $50 or below. If I succeed in that, that would be great, but I doubt I'll get the opportunity because Vertex has already declared CASGV numbers and they look good. So I think the market will start pushing CRISPR up. With that, my friends, I'd like to bring this video to an end. Thanks and have a great day. Bye for now.